Vegeta staying on the lane, meaning that he can scale up faster. And I think it's more worthwhile for that to happen Vegeta as compared to a Valir. But anyway, it is our first time seeing a Valir in the high tournament series, so it could be a surprise for us how they're going to execute it. Let's head on to team number 2. This is again going to be Blacklist Academy again, boys.
Yep, let's get into it. It's going to be game 2 of Blacklist Academy versus Homebois. Let's jump right to it, shall we?
Right, so we can see a Blacklist kind of gathering towards the top, I guess just to give more protection and ensure that the purple bar isn't disturbed.
We can see instantly on towards the top side, Blue is being heavily pressured, and honestly, the burn is really annoying from the side of Renegade. I'm not sure if Sapat has enough tankiness to survive the onslaught as of yet. A lot of focus towards the EXP as of now. Rimuru and Super Red just after their own devices. They both hit level 2, nothing too notably to mention in terms of overall, in terms of emblems of choice, nothing out of the ordinary on both sides. I think it's just really standard from both teams.
Okay, really standard. And if we talk about standard, it should be pretty much like a standard execution for both teams. But Sapat seems to be in trouble. Sapat might be the first one to go up, but no! It's going to be Ready! Did Sapat survive? No, Sapat still went down. So it's a little bit of a trade there, but they might get Dominic. Dominic had to flicker away to safety.
Yeah, Renegade was taken out. He was also forced the flicker as well. He became first blood. The fact that Sapat was able to survive long enough and he only was taken down like slightly later, I think overall it's still a pretty good trade for both sides. But Rindo takes out Tempest Rimuru right on the top side, just like that.
Oh, okay. That happened just like that. So again, Blacks, they're playing with the same pace as before. They're playing a little bit more aggressive, and Barbosa pretty much the same thing, but a little bit less mobility as compared to before. Maybe he's stuck with Ren in the mid.
Yeah, I think for now it's like they're keeping their eyes on towards this Valir combination with Haji, but it means that Diablo will be able to secure the turtle with no contest whatsoever, because that is not the focus for Blacklist, because they take out Rimuru once more.
Okay, there you go. So it's going to be Haji getting that kill. Renegade got to get away, and he should be okay because he has the Searing Torrent anyway.
Yep, Searing Torrent, a really effective way. Honestly, a great counter for the Minotaur, because like you want to be able to get the initial knockup. You can just use Searing Torrent to push him away.
That was a good steal there by Barbosa. So he's doing those small little work that just kind of stop Blacklist from scaling as fast as they want. But we might see the next fight happening in the middle. Diablo goes in onto the backline where Rindo is at. But here comes Barbosa to Renegade. Follow-up comes in. And Renegade goes out.
Like just like that, the Min 1 Fury connects and Renegade is taken out once more. I mean, the downside of Valir as a hero is like, he's a mage. He's relatively squishy, and once you use Searing Torrent, you don't have much mobility left. So if your flicker is also expended as well or on cooldown, you're kind of stuck in the situation if your rest of your team is not nearby and you're left alone with a cow. I think we have seen that happen like a couple of times already.
Yeah, so I guess it's more of like timing all your skills together, and if you expend everything else, especially when the objective is up there, it's going to be very, very hard. But right now we can see that Renegade, he is prepared with the flicker, so he can expand that. Of course, the Searing Torrent is up as well. So waiting for the right moment. 12 more seconds before the next objective.
Right, and Homeboi's already in position, like less than 10 seconds for this upcoming Lord. You can see that Warlord has still the rough waves for this next upcoming team fight. Right now, Blacklist is going to position. Do they know where Barbosa is? Now they do.
Okay, here we go. They know each other's position. Haji is kind of busy with Sapat at the back line, but the turtle right now is being taken by Homebois. Diablo just tickling, just winding down his health, and now they're going in. It's going to be the starting point onto Renegade. Renegade managed to get out of danger, but then we can see that Diablo secures the turtle. They're going in for Dominic. Dominic needs to get. Dominic is in trouble right now. He needs help, but Diablo's at the finish of Dominic. And going to be Dominic out, but they managed to trade it back.
Yep, these are what you're looking for. They lose Warlord, but they trade Dominic in return. Your mid for the EXP. And overall, just really great execution coming out from the Minotaur. But both sides, I think overall, just really comfortable with this hero. And Haji, honestly, he used the rough waves really early to disengage. And the minute Homeboy saw that that ultimate has been expended, this was go time for them. They also have rough waves stolen by Warlord. I think he did his job. And the rest was just enable Diablo to secure the turtle.
So far it was kind of like a 50-50 trade. Maybe a little bit Homeboy since they got the turtle anyway. But Blacklist, they're still playing at the same pace. It's just that they don't have that much opportunity as compared to round number 1. But Super Red seems to be in trouble, needs to get away, but that shouldn't be a problem for Super Red.
Yeah, BMI already used because he does see that the members of Homeboys are rotating up to go after him, but the fact that Rimuru, despite all the pressure onto him, but terrified Haji has to use rough waves to escape.
Oh, good thing he has the rough waves. So he's still safe and sound for now. Okay, we're waiting at the side. We're going on to Diablo, but there isn't enough damage. Diablo should survive this, but no, maybe not. No. Dominic is there to take it out as well. But both are waiting. They will go in right now. Everyone on to Blacklist. Renegade now sees trouble. Zapataro is on to him, but because of the turret, he backs out.
Yeah, I think Diablo underestimated the amount of tankiness he has. I mean, yes, you're Fredrin, but you're not going to exactly survive a 1v3 situation.
Yeah, especially at this kind of 6-minute stage. Anyway, it's going to be the turtle right now. Who will get it? It's still going to be Rindo. He will not let that go. Warlord, his life is slowly being chucked down, but Diablo has arrived onto the Nick. That's going to be the next focus, but everyone disengaged.
Wow, honestly, at this point, like, the goal difference is really negligible. I think both sides are really even, just so much back and forth, pick-off after pick-off. Like, this is really even playing field from both of these teams.
Well, so far 50-50. Quite different as compared to the first round. First round, like Blacklist all the way until somewhere around the midpoint that it turns into Homeboy. But this time around, wow, it's going to be hard to tell who will actually win this round.
Definitely really close. I think it depends on, I guess, who, as I mentioned, pops the trigger first. I think both sides have really good wages of engaging onto the other. But right now, Blacklist will just focus on taking as many turrets as possible. Sapat, he's kind of low. Oh, Rindo.
Yeah, everyone onto Rindo right now behind him, but Rindo could be taken out before Renegade could do anything. Renegade now has to pop. Unfortunately, Rindo will be taken out.
Yep, they both parties actually trade the top and bottom turrets, so only the inhibitor is left standing. But I think Blacklist has to consider going back to do some housekeeping because their inhibitor, there is a large wave coming back. Yep, Haji will be sent back to deal with this wave.
Sapat, clear out the wave at the bottom, so everyone's trying to reset because it's more seconds before the Lord comes up. So you don't want to be put in a situation whereby the wave is shot at your face, right?
Yep, we can see again a lot of respect towards Haji of his Kadida. 2 Athena shields has been built up. I think similarly for Rimuru, I think it's still going for the same build as he did. Wind of Nature already purchased to survive the likes of Super Red as well as Rindo. I think that has saved his life earlier on, and I think this strategy will work out for him. Right now, Homeboys, their target is the Lord.
Check out Haji at the mid. Don't forget about the Lord for now, but it's going to be Warlord be taken out by Dominic. They're going for the kills, going for the objective. Sapat tries to get away. Sapat with only a little have managed to back out. But at the same time, looks like Barbosa is in there providing protection for his teammates.
Yep, it seems like Warlord is taken out, but the side of Blacklist is very low. Rindo is still here to keep trying to contest for this Lord. It does seem that Warlord will be back very shortly, so again, I think it's still a really close 50-50 trade from both sides. The gold is even. I think in terms of turrets, they're also fairly even. So I think it still could be anyone's game.
Yeah, they're still dancing along the Lord right now. At the same time, who's making those big moves? Not yet.
No, that was penalty zone already expended, and
Oh.
it landed onto no one. So, Homeboys with this information, this is goal time for them.
Yeah, and I guess this gives them the confidence to try to take down the Lord. But Blacklist is not letting the Lord go easy and dominate. And they're just trading skills back and forth as Serpat now 50% of health. Serpat super duper low. Spring gets onto Serpat. Now with the blazing duel onto Serpat, but Serpat still managed to get away. But finally, the second Serpat still survives somehow. Barbosa gets onto Haji. And looks like Pat still survives somehow, but now he's among the thorns of Blacklist. And Renegade will take him out.
Yep. I mean, I think he did as much as he could. He was right on top of Super Red. But, oh, Warlord, what is that damage?
Check that out. They are really putting the pressure on the Blacklist at this point. Managed to get another kill onto Rindo as well. Doing really well around for Homeboys.
They trade a few kills at the cost of the Lord, but I think since this is only the first Lord of the game, Homeboys will be able to clear it up fairly easy. Look at the speed at which Rimuru Tempest is able to just remove the Lord from the face of the map. But let's look in terms of itemization. Yep, we can see that even though the plot is I think just yes, definitely slightly ahead against Rimuru. I'm not seeing a lot of blazing duets. I think he still has to watch his positioning fairly well because of the risk of getting caught on by Barbosa and also Sapat. I think he did what he needed to do, even he was caught out by 3 members of Blacklist. He's just stayed on top of Super Red, enabling him to get the damage, but Sapat, as I'm talking about him, he gets caught out once more by the members of Blacklist.
It almost feels like Sapat is always the sacrificial lamb for some, even in round number 1 as well. So far, a KD of 0.33, but at least he has his other teammates to kind of cover up for him at some point. It's going to be Warlord right now. All the focus on to him. Warlord got to get away to safety. We have removed the backline onto Haji. Haji is in trouble right now, but both sides on it. And it's going to be Haji with first. Next will be Renegade as Diablo is there. And it's going to be 2 kills back to our Homeboys.
Yep, just running them down as they sacrifice. I would say yes, they sacrifice Sapat. But if they're able to get Haji and Renegade, I think this is a fairly worthy trade. And are they just going to push right in?
Well, it looks like they have trust at this point, but without the minions, they can't do so as much as they wanted to. But at the same time, that Sapat is actually pushing the mid. But at mid, that's Rindo safeguarding it. Rindo can't do much, so the turn will still go down anyway.
Yep, they can't really do much. I'm not seeing, even though Super Red is a hit of Rimuru, I'm not really seeing the damage coming through. Or even maybe he doesn't really have too much opportunity to pop the Blazing Duet. Or maybe Barbosa just keeping everyone top up.
Barbosa, he is definitely the key person in this fight. And whatever execution that's done, I mean, he is so far on follow-up for his teammates. I mean, this just shows that the chemistry of Homeboys is up there.
Yep, the fact that they only played together like this lineup specifically for 1 season, I think this is just quite the achievement that they're pulling off for. But right now, both sides 5-man strong. They will be wanting to secure this Lord, but Barbosa, he is fairly low. I'm not sure if he should continue to stay on this fight. Sapat, Split has already utilized. Oh, that's a big Minuan Fury.
Looks like he will still go more time instead to actually follow up, but Super Red will take out Barbosa because he's kind of low. As a Homeboys, they're still there. So it looks like the trade is going to be worth it as they secure the kill onto Super Red. Taro, as usual, being the sacrificial lamb. But they traded back onto Rindo. And only Rindo all alone. This is the moment for Homeboys to get onto the high ground.
Oh Lord, I don't think they are able to defend against it. It's just Renegade. He'll use Searing Current ideally to push them back. But Warlord is on his tail, terrified as Rimuru takes the crystal.
Whoa, Homeboys. So far, their win streak 2-0 against Blacklist.